fight you are fighting, not just only problem. A lot of they had my identity issue we have on social media. If you get money, you won't be doing anonymous message.
Meet Jennifer Awirigwe, a certified financial instructor, investment banker, and wealth coach, better known as Financial Jennifer. She is helping thousands take charge of their money and build true financial freedom.
So Mary thinks that I don't have to stress myself. I don't have to worry too much. Which one invest in? No problem. I'll marry a rich husband. I'll probably have a rich husband and everything will be fine. It's nice. It's okay if your partner is doing well financially. But it even feels better when you are also making your own money. You don't get well because you have plenty money. In my head, I've already concluded that it's people that have money that used to invest. It's for the big guys. It's for the top 1%. They have plenty money because the little they had, they did something with it, right? And for many of us, we just need that plenty reassurance that, you have to. Or we feel like, this thing is too complex. Or it's too complicated, though. This investment thing. Just do it. Money is power. The decisions you are talking to 20 people are about to help you decide. If you have money, you already know what to do.
So, I think we're back again. It's non-motivated. My name is Aziz Abida. And I think we live in an age where money is everything. And I think I can say that without missing words. Money truly is everything. But is it? So you look at this whole scenario. You have everything you have and you're saying, okay, my next thing is to invest. What do you do after that? Or let's say you don't have anything. And your next thing is, how do I build a legacy for myself? So now one thing I've seen a lot is that there's a lot of conversations around, okay, you should just, you should invest your money, you should save your money, but what does that really mean to anybody? What does saving or investment mean? So I think one person that I've seen that has really taken this topic by the horn and is really doing an amazing job with it is with me here in the studio, but I'll wait first. But she's spent quite a lot of time educating women about financial freedom, about financial education. A thing I really, really admire. So I followed that for quite a while. And recently she had an event where about 7,000 women showed up. I was amazed. So one of the things we want to do today is to walk through how really to build wealth. As a, for the common man, this like, take this as wealth building 101. So now I'm here in the studio with Financial Jennifer. And I'm going to, one question, but I won't go for it.
Okay.
It's hard, it's very difficult. I see Financial Jennifer. What really, I think that one is is a very important one now. Like, because one day you say you show your passport at the airport and you say, no, it's not Financial Jennifer that is here.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Aziz. My name is Jennifer Awirigwe. Don't try to pronounce the surname.
Awirigwe. I did it well.
Okay. Not bad.
Don't worry. It's taking Port Harcourt. Teach me a bit.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay. So, and I think to start off the whole thing, I always like to do this thing where I ask people what's their greatest fear. But me, I'm not going to start that way today. I want to start with who really is Financial Jennifer and why is your message important to the world today?
Okay. You said something when you were introducing the section that we are in a world where money is everything, right? So if money is everything, how come there is this culture of silence around money, particularly when it has to do with women?
Interesting.
Yeah, that's strange because money is at the middle of most of the things we do, but then women, we don't expect them to talk about it. If you do too much, they will say you're materialistic. Yeah, so there is Financial Jennifer that is saying no. Money, investments, finance, it should be a cool topic for men to talk about. The way we can gist about beauty, fashion, why not finance? So that's what I'm trying to do. And it's working.
So you are really, maybe there's a lot of things I'm noticing that as a man, I'm almost like blind to. Honestly, I think one thing I started noticing eventually was that the amount of people will always tell me about, women don't get as much pay as men. Women don't get as employed as women as men. I used to have a team. I've always had a team where I recruited a lot more women than men. Always, but is it really that hard? And how hard? Let's put it into context. What does it really mean to say yes? women are not, they are sidelined, they don't get educated enough on finance, don't talk enough about finance. And it's a common thing. If a landlord wants to rent a house out, a lady shows up, she's single, she says, I wonder, the man is going to be looking at her like, you think, even when the landlord is a woman.
Okay, I like that we are having this conversation because some things have been so normalized that we don't think is actually abnormal, right? You mentioned the landlord. And for this landlord, they don't feel like is anything wrong, that you're questioning a single lady. Why are you coming to my apartment? We've had women go to rent boyfriends, go to rent husbands so that they can get apartments. It's not normal. But to them, it's fine. It's what's up because if you ask them now, they may not even be able to say why. But it's something they want to do, right? So for sometimes we don't see that bias, but it's there. Let me use, for example, there was a time, let me even start with the money part of making money, right? And the whole money conversation. There was one time on Facebook, a lady, somebody made a post for job vacancy. And then the post ended with, you have to come, your husband has to sign, or your husband has to do something as a reference or a statement of good behavior or something. And if you don't have a husband, you think that, oh, so far that are single, we are free. No. If you don't have a husband, a man in your life, it could be your pastor, it could be anybody, but a man has to say that you can do this job. Not because you are qualified to, not because you have the experience they need, but a man has to come and say, yes, she can do this job. What if I get coconut head? I don't have man. I don't have any male in my life to come and do that. What if I am, do you get, I don't have that kind of relationship with an opposite sex. What's going to happen? That means automatically I'm disqualified from that job. I don't think men have to deal with that. Men don't have to deal with that, right?
Interesting.
So that's that. Sometimes it's more of the cultural things that we don't see there. You have a girl, she's 15. There is a suitor for her. And her parents are fine. Go and marry. At 15. It doesn't make sense. At 15, a guy is still in school or doing something in business. Nobody expects you to marry as a guy at 15. And once you enter that marriage, I don't know, for some people, that's the start of a new life or the end of the life, depending. So there is that. Let's come to maybe workplaces. What example would I use? Okay, you're a woman, you're doing a high flyer, and then you're pregnant. You have to take 9 months away. Or take how many months is it for leave, for the pregnancy. And the thing is not the same for everybody. Some go through it seamlessly. Hence, we generalize that it's not just pregnancy. Because the women in your life have it easy. It's like that for everybody. Recently, there was this conversation on social media. I think somebody said something about menstrual pain or something. That was not your question. But let's just have these conversations, right? We assume that, it's not just period. Not motivated. Am I allowed to have this card?
Come on.
Yeah. It's not just period. And that is why you are missing from work and all that. It's not. One lady made a post. She has been to the hospital, I think how many? Is it 7 or 8 times this year? Because of her period. Because once it starts, she can't do nothing. She's in severe pain. Stomachs are not doing anything. Now, if she works a 9 to 5, is that the best you're going to give a manager? When you know that maybe 3 times in a month she won't be there. But this is not her fault. So there is that. Yeah, sometimes it's cultural, it's societal, or what they call it, that we don't even see as something, but it's something. So yeah, when we say some things like this, maybe gender, economic gap, income gap, they are there. Of course, there's a place for the individual to push as a person. But when you are pushing, is there a man at your place of work wanting you to sleep with him before you get to the managerial level? Most men don't have to deal with that, right? So those things are there. Just that I think we talk about it, but there is that danger of people using it as an excuse to get away with some certain things. But are they there? Yes, they are there.
But I think even if you flip that around, right? Another thing is that when a lady even gets to that level, most people around are like, oh, maybe she slept with somebody to get that. You know, I always ask for what they say, boomerang. It's like you, okay, she wants to get there. Somebody says, oh, I'm interested in you. Come and see, but maybe if I give it to you. Okay, she says no. But let's say she now hustle and gets there. Her peers of other men say, oh, I'm sure she's there with somebody to get there. Because
They shouldn't stick with somebody to get it myself now. But of course, men should go and speak with somebody if it's that easy. If it's the way you put it, if the way they put it. But there is that, and it's sad. You come on social media, maybe a male celebrity, what's his new house? It's all congratulations, A female does the same. Thank God for hard work. Yes, we know the hard work we are talking about. That doesn't make sense. You look at their socials. This girl, she has how many people she's influencing with. Of course, females tend to get more of these influencing deals. And the guy, I don't know who he's influencing for, but they both did something. We already assumed that this, okay, hard work, congratulations. On the other hand, we are questioning the next person. It doesn't make sense.
so double standards.
I like that. So, I like that. Those things are there. Those things.
Okay. So, but why finance? Why did you start teaching people any other thing? Why finance? Don't tell me because that's what you were doing, but because you could have picked any other hobby.
Yes, currently I'm in investment banking. But when I visited talking about finance, I was already an accountant, but in manufacturing. So investment banking even came later. So this question, how did it start? There is that place of the personal struggle I had, but there was something that was a decision I made. Back in the days, I used to be quite active on Facebook. We write, women write, and all that. Oh, I can't remember it on my head. We're really writing about, women are staying in a busy relationship and all that. No, don't do that. But at a point, you just realize that this fight you are fighting, not just only problem. You're advising somebody to leave an abusive relationship. Just she want go. Who will pay her rent? Do you understand? So a lot of the problems we have, a lot of the my identity issue we have on social media. If you get money, you won't be doing anonymous message, right? So when I think there was that switch. Okay, can we handle this thing from the root problem? Sis, I know you know what to do, but now the money you know get. So let's even talk about women. Let's even talk to women about money, right? Because I feel like money is power. Beyond the fancy things it can get you, it helps you to make some decisions. The decisions you are talking to 20 people about to help you decide. If you have money, you already know what to do. So yeah, I feel like if more women have that economic power, a lot of the headache we have won't be there. So yeah, finance to me is very peculiar. If I'm saying women power, let it be women with money power. In fact, if everyone have her own money, there is less, you don't have to stress too much. So yeah, that's that angle of it. Although my personal struggle as well, that I said I was really an accountant back in the days, the money is coming, but I don't know where it's going to. In the process of trying to, I need to do better with this, right? I realize that there are so many people struggling, the same struggle we have, and I be like, okay, let's do this together. I think I'm a community person. This is the first time I'm saying this out loud. I'm a community person. Okay. Yeah, I feel like when we do things, if I'm doing something that is paying me, or I want others involved, right? So I just involve others. Let's do this. This is the app I'm saving with. This is what I'm doing just to correct my own personal finance. And before we know it, a community begins to do. And I realize that I only like talking about money. And I like interesting. So it was an easy one. It was an easy one.
Okay. So but what do you see? So okay, you've started educating women.
Okay.
About financial education, financial freedom, and everything. But what do you think is the biggest misunderstanding they have normally? An average, let's just pick a Mary, for example. And the point is, what do you see? Like, it's first time you have the conversation, what are the things you see that first problem, second problem, third. In terms of misunderstanding that they pay.
Yeah. So Mary thinks that I don't have to stress myself because Odogu will come along and life gets better. Yeah. So women, we really grew up with that assumption that there is a man to handle the finances, right? I mean, not complaining, no. But what you see now is we don't try to get it right ourselves. And most households, you have the men making the financial decision because they make a bulk of the money, which we should even talk about later. Why are men making more of the money? And so if you make more of the money, it's just It's because normal that you make the money decisions. So if I'm not the one making the money, I'm not the one making the decisions, why bother myself? Right? So there is that. And that's why you see a lot of women, our financial literacy level is very low because you don't have to deal with that. So many feels like, I don't have to worry too much. Which one invest in, no problem. I'll marry a rich husband. I'll probably have a rich husband and everything will be fine. So, but I need Mary to understand that, Mary, it's nice, it's okay if your partner is doing well financially, but it even feels better when you are also making your own money. Because we've already established that money is not just about the fancy things. There's this confidence now that comes from knowing that, as well as it is, so I have faith in myself. No, really, when you are broke, you don't realize how everything is just firing you. Well, let small money enter. Hey, you begin to feel yourself. So there is that. I need Mary to understand that life looks better, life feels better when you have your own money. That's one. Another misconception, which I had to do it as well, is us thinking that this financing is complex. So Mary has money. Mary knows she has to invest. Mary follows Financial Jennifer. Financial Jennifer has said invest in ABC company. But many needs 100 people to confirm for her, should I actually invest in ABC company? So, and for many of us, we just need that pretty reassurance that, you have to. Or we feel like, this thing is too complex, or it's too complicated, though. This investment thing. Just do it. We even have, Mary has the app on her phone. The women have the app on their phone. Just start what is keeping you. So there is that fear. But on the other side, research has it that women are better investors. Because we take our time, just give us plenty money and see what we'll do with it.
The ones I give me my hour, I know what they do with it.
Okay. Try the women, you'll be impressed. Yeah, women are actually better investors because we take our time with things, right? We try to make the best move and all. But for Mary, it's just that fear and everything. So we want women to understand that it's not all that. Investment is not that. Men are more risk open to it. Men are more likely to dip their leisure to it. If I lose money, no the person die. I wish more women could not be careless, but be bold enough to take that move.
So
that's another. Oh, yeah.
So you think the risk appetite is low?
It's fine. No, your risk appetite is low, but don't use it as an excuse. They're also low risk investment. Hopefully, we talk about all of that. So what other misconception women have, this one I think is even, it's not a gender thing. We thinking that I have to be Dangote without spats. Dangote is from somewhere, right? People don't get people don't get wealth because they have plenty money. They have plenty money because the little they had, they did something with it, right? So no, we don't have to wait for when I'm earning 7 figures to be intentional with my money. That's what I want more women to understand. That little you have, so far you are able to be like, if I take 5,000 away from this money, I will not die. I will not die. Trust me, you will not die. So yeah, you don't have to wait for so much before you start. That's it on the misconception of the top of my head that most women battle with.
So this last one. So what you're saying is like a lot of people tend to so take for example, I put 5,000 there in one savings app. So you see that people always think, 5,000 is just 5,000. I don't need to. Is that really a thing that people like? I don't want to save. How much can I possibly save?
That's a thing. That's even another angle. There's this angle that in my head I've already concluded that it's people that have money that used to invest. It's for the big guys. It's for the top 1%. So I don't even want to bother at all. I don't even want to come close and say, okay, I have only 5K. I've already concluded, school dismiss, that it's when I get so amount that I will start. That's when they are ready to have that conversation. But it's not like that. Because, the more money you make, the more the bill is a follow. So you may never...
I don't want to start.
You may never get to the point where you feel you have enough. That's why we say, start where you are. Now, this one you said, that was another problem. People feeling like, 5,000 do for me. Maybe 5,000, we give you like, maybe 500. What is 500? It's nothing, right? But look at it this way. Whether you decide to put that 5,000 there or not, if you still go,
agree,
you will still spend it. And you know the thing, when it's spent, you can't tell where it went to. You can't even remember what you did with it. But on the other hand, I was able to put this 5K here. Okay, it's not being much. It's like 500, but it's small. But I could account for it. Tomorrow, I'm able to say, oh, I said this. Tomorrow, I'm able to be motivated that, oh, it's 5K. You know what? I want to get it to 20K. That's motivation. Now you have a plan, you have a goal you're pursuing. So from 5,000, maybe after you have 3,000, put it there, that's already 8,000. Seeing it climb is interesting for many people. And then let's look at compounding. It's like free money. I started with 5K. It gave me 500. That's 5,005. Next year, maybe if I fast, you now give me 700. But many people don't have the patience. Many people don't have
The patience is a major factor. But
Exactly.
there's this, I always say there's a willy that is always following. When you have money somewhere like that, and it's just in one corner, that thing will be coming to your ear like this. And human, right? See that money now. The idea is that, I wish that all of us have the sort of restraint we have when we don't have money.
Hey.
Like, it's like, when you don't have money, you think about it, like, it's not so.
You don't even take. Your mind, you don't even go there.
But when you have money, like, let's do this thing now. We can, once you think of it, you're like,
You go back to square one.
what's happening? Like, you forget that we used to be the guy, there was a time that, and this is the funny thing, Alawi used to be
Oh, but
15K.
okay, I think Marvel.
Was it 7.5? 7.5 now. The increase is 15K and I was so happy. Like, I can't express the joy.
We are fine.
Then suddenly,
Okay.
you're looking at 15K like this, you're like,
Wow.
what can this one do for me?
They say there's probably a word for this thing in, I think in finance, call it Parkinson law. So it's like this. Let me just put it in simple terms. If you have 10,000, it's 10,000 problem that will meet you. If you have 100,000, it's 100,000 billing that will come to you. Because over time, your expenses will begin to rise to the level of your income. So I get that. Our example is, if you are fine that, why are we now? We are earning times 100 of it. You are still struggling.
And you're still like, no. You go to ride the thing, you don't, can't I even save? And like,
Yeah.
let me know.
Not motivated. Please, before we continue,
Tell me.
this is intriguing. Like, what's the thought around not motivated?
It's because everybody is motivated these days now. Is everybody not motivated?
Okay, you decided not to be motivated.
Yeah, it's not motivation. Let's now talk real talk on this. Because the point is, for how long are we going to keep telling ourselves marketable ideas?
Okay.
And look at this example of money, for example. I sit down in places and I look at people talk and they're like, okay, you know what? You need to, there's the way, everybody's the ones who life of Dangote, but I was tiny like this when I started seeing Dangote trucks on the road, one by one. They've been around, they've given their dues. And me, I'm not one of those people that say somebody went through one thing, I don't like it. How you make your money is up to you. It does not. But the point is, it's important we understand that there is no successful human being that is not a failureful human being.
Yes, again.
Like, there is no successful human being that is not a failureful human being. Because all this idea, he's successful, amazing, this guy is great. If the man should open the red plate to you, he would have not only been like, because guess what? How many bad trades have you made? That you make one good trade, life is good. Oh yeah. So I know there's this thing I started calling the net success life. Right?
Net success life.
Yeah, it's like, so take it this way. A lot of people are actually just that we call successful are net successful. They do one big thing and there's a lot of smaller things.
Okay.
Most people you call failures, the failure is just too big for their successes to accommodate.
I like that. I'm not excited that.
So, because if you look at it, what really, so for me, it's just like, instead of us giving ourselves all these aspire stuff, let's be talking things that
Motivation has died. Let's
do actual work. They like, okay. But back to this. So, you see, you're an investment banker. So obviously you see a lot of money movement from time to time. How have you seen men versus women investments? Do you see more of, okay, men are very, I know you mentioned something like men are very, a lot of them just let's go and do it. Nothing happened. But how have you seen that materialize over time? Do you see, as women get more financially free, do you see them participating more in this market? Or you see a lot of, it's men that put money there, women, SB, and high money. What do you see?
Oh, okay. So now you mentioned that, I think women have a lot of more tendency to invest, honestly. If you look at it,
Why do you think so?
because one of the main barrier is usually the literacy part, them not knowing.
Okay.
But once they learn, they are more open to invest. I think most of my clients are women. Okay, probably because I am, if not work in investment banking, a lot of my clients are women. But the thing now is, one, how did this guy say it? One Elon Musk is equals to 50. There's a way this is put on Facebook. So, for example, now 50 women are investing, right? And in that portfolio, we have 100 million. And then there's this other portfolio, is a man, and there is 1 billion. So way more than what 50 of us are doing here.
But do you think they have the same financial touch?
No, most times men have more money. Even there's this income gap. We can't even dispute that. Men are more likely to earn more, of course. So it's not unexpected to see them investing more in terms of volume. But in terms of number, women are very likely to invest. A lot of women are open to investing. And if you check, I've been in the fintech space, and it's interesting to note that majority, at least the fintech I worked with, more of the clients are women investing on the platform, and less men. Of course, men will always have more volume than women, right? So yeah, for women, and that is why I'm big on financial literacy, because I feel like for women, it's not as if we don't want to, but we don't know how, or we don't even know we should do this, right? So when women are more educated, they are likely to do more. And then circling back on your question, how did you put it again?
I'm saying, how have you seen the movement of money in terms of men, women? What do they believe? Why do you think? Is it like women, I think you've answered it basically. You said women invest more in numbers, men are more in
So
there is not a lot of men already investing, is what you're saying.
There are men, of course. So, like I said, it's not financial literacy. Men have always known that, okay, I have to take care of a family. I have to have all of this money. I need to grow it. So it's assumed that it's normal for men to invest. And some of them are already doing that. But this new age with people like Financial Jennifer telling women you should. So more women are now entering the market. But I think in general, more men are still there. But the new entrants, you see that a lot of women are coming in. I don't know what the current data is right now, but an interesting thing happened. When MTN did their primary offer, I think that was 2 years ago or thereabouts, they reported that about 74% or more than 70% of the people that came through the online platform are women.
Interesting.
Young women, it's 74%. And if you notice something that happened that period, I don't think any primary offer has gotten the kind of publicity that one got. Hey, people like, I can't get this on my head though. See, ladies, we have to do this. So there was a lot of education on it to back the fact that, well, women know better, we do better. So they heard about it, they know why they should do it, and we carry masses. So I feel like financial literacy is very powerful. If you want more women play in this space, we are open to do it. So yeah, maybe more men right now, but women are taking over.
Okay, so let me now pull you back a bit. So let's talk this financial literacy. So an average woman now, no knowledge of what to do with money, and you're like, okay, so what are the options people really have? Because if you ask me, up to a certain part of my life, I never really knew it was more than going to a bank and dropping your money there. What really are the options?
Yeah. So for so long, we prioritize earning, making the money. That's what is on everybody's mind. Let me make this money. But it's also important. I think building wealth is more of a function of what we do with the money, not just making it. Repeat. I remember one time I was in school. We had this baby, kid, fine girls, a lot of admirers and all that. Basically a rich kid. But it's as if almost every exam period, toward the end of that period, she will go around to borrow money. She had way more than many of us, right? But it's not enough. So at that point, it's not a version of who has she. Of course, she's richer than all of us combined, but the money is never enough. You come to a workplace, there are two people. Maybe one is in, I don't know what the rating is. Okay, let's say one is managerial, entry level manager, and another is senior manager. We'll assume that this person makes more, the senior manager makes more money. But don't be surprised that when it comes to net worth, the entry level one has way more money. They're not making the same income, but who is able to manage it better? That's who gets the financial freedom we're talking about in terms of net worth. So, yeah, a lot of people are assuming that it's more of the income. It's not. When the work starts when the money has come in, of course, how much you make is very important because you can't be on a 100 level and you're struggling with somebody on a 5 level. You have to get there faster. And when the money comes, what are the options you have? The option, one of the most important thing we should have in mind that is my money should be able to make me more money. I think that's one realization I need people to know. You work hard for your money. It shouldn't end at what you are able to make. At a point, your money should be able to also make money. You know, when you say make money while you sleep, the only one we know is maybe betting or maybe all these schemes now they do online. No, investment is basically you making money while you sleep off, or just that it will not happen as fast as all the other ones we are used to. So, what are the options I have if I want my money to make more money?
Okay.
There are so many investments available. When you talk,
And I did a new sheet from there. Was even me. I did take. I need to go and find the instead of putting my money in all this food, I want to baby.
you're not interested. The funny part, or the lights annoying part, we put all this money in the bank. The bank takes this money. They go and do what you have refused to do. But for themselves, right? And we still pay penalty on top. They're using your money to make money. And they're still charged. They won't even say, okay, let me give you small. Or let me take what I'm making for your money to cover for your charges. No. We still pay all those annoying charges. So what if we start doing what the banks are doing? What is the bank doing? They make money with your money. That's their business. What banks don't come with. Money don't fall on bank. They make money with money. But individuals can do that as well. What are the options I have? Okay, currently, I don't know when this will be live, but what is happening right now, we have the FGN savings bond. Let me start from there. Because when we talk about people with low risk, it's perfect for low risk investors. FGN savings bond, even if you miss it for this current month, it happens every month.
Okay.
And now, it's even something the government came up with and say, let's encourage people. Instead of leaving their money idle, bring this money, we'll pay you interest on top. The work for this month is currently at 13%, 14%. It dropped. Before now, it used to be up to 18%. You see why you should not delay. Because the more you wait, the more your money is losing value. Had it been I locked my money when it was 18%, by now I will be chilling. Now, even if the rate drop, it's not my business. But when you start to see your money, it's never too late anyway. Okay, so with FGN savings bond, you are investing with the government. Now they pay you. Oh, and this one pays you 4 times in a year. It's like quarterly payments, right? And it's perfect for maybe people that are near retirement, people that are already retired, or people that have need for periodic income. I have clients that's what they use for their salary. Maybe they're business owners, they run their own business. They don't necessarily pay themselves, but they put this in place to ensure that every month they're getting something. And you know, investment is like eating your cake and having it back. Government is paying you on this money, and at the end of the tenure, you get your money back. But I've been enjoying. You've been eating the money all along, right? So yeah, with every service bond, how much do you need? Just 5,000. So for that student that said, I don't have enough. For that low income earner that said, I don't have enough, but I want to do something. You can start with FGN service bond for 5,000 naira OE. And the risk of you is low. Government will not run with your money now. So yeah, that's one option. How do you do it? Most times you have to go through a broker, you're a finance guy, so you understand. But for the
I'm going to raise my hand.
I do sabi, but still, you have to go through investment houses, stock brokers, and thankfully, we're in the best of ages. Technology has made everything so seamless. I remember before now, for you to invest in the stock market or something, you have to go to their office, sign up, or that. But this is not like that. I'm a certain stock broker. I don't have to talk with a client because they have to do these things themselves. All I have to maybe come to the back end and clear the trade or something, right? So for you to do that, there's so many fintech platforms these days. You could just sign up on FGN Service Bond. That is one. Another one, even with the one that you are familiar with, leaving the money in the bank. But should you know, most of these banks actually have high interest savings accounts,
Okay.
but they won't tell you that one. They prefer for you to go and just leave it there. That one they'll pay like 2% or 1%. But for people that are skeptical and like, oh, no, I want to leave it with my bank, no problem. But a way you could still let your money work for you with your bank, ask them about their high interest savings account. Many banks, I think some banks already have up to 12%, 16%, and that's quite interesting compared to the 0% or 1% you're getting on your regular bank account. So that's another option.
It's even minus in my own.
Oh, okay.
I pay the bank to keep my money.
So you don't want to make money for yourself. Oh, that's so annoying. You pay the bank. I like the way you put it. Because then people can understand how annoying it is. You are paying them to use your money and get rich. Oh, but that's insane. Okay. Oh, yeah. Saving with high interest savings account is also there. But there are even the new age high interest savings account, the fintech platforms. Oh, they are doing amazing work. There are a lot of fintech platforms out there. I don't know if you can mention this, but there are so many of them right now doing a great job. So people can sign up on these platforms. They don't want to go and this stock market, I don't know how it works. So they say savings bond, I still don't know how it works. No problem. Start somewhere. You can start with fintech platforms and they pay decent interest. That's another option for somebody that said, no, I want to go beyond just making money. So my money growing for me. There are other options like mutual fund. That's the beginner's friend. Particularly money market mutual fund. Now, with mutual fund, you are saying, I don't know about this investing. Maybe you're a beginner. You feel like, I don't know about this thing. But let me take this money. Let me go and leave it to the experts, the asset managers. They take your money. They go and do what they have to do. And they come back and pay you interest and keep a little portion of it for service rendered. It's fine. What's the alternative? Is the money in the bank at 0%, doing nothing, and you paying the bank like you said? So yeah, if as a beginner you don't know what to do with your money, I recommend money market mutual fund. In addition to every other thing we've mentioned, there is a lot of treasury bills, there is commercial paper, there is stock markets. We use all of these products. We could as well make money from them, right? So if you ask me, you could go on and on the different investment opportunities available. I think it's for people to just decide and let me just start. Because the options are there. Technology has made it so much easier. As you're watching us say, you could pick up your phone. Download. Most people already have the app, so they don't even have to download. Most people already have it. Go to the fintech app you have. Do something. It's that easy. And for some of them, you get your interest upfront. It's exciting for a lot of people.
Like upfront?
Yeah, you get the upfront interest. Treasury bills, even some of the fintech platforms, you get the upfront interest. So these are different options we can leverage to grow our money.
Okay, so but are there any risks to these things? Are these risk-free? Can you lose money in any? Because the biggest problem I always had was always, let me go and give money to one guy to trade. If you come and say you don't lose the money. And you know, if you look at back then when we used to have these banks that had issues, there's always been that old problem of, okay, what if you give money in the bank and the bank, something goes wrong? I think the banks are way bigger now. They are not going to, at least the big banks are not going to go anywhere. I don't think, even with CBN and everything, there will always be an intervention. So, but what are the risks? Is there any risk in this thing?
I love you brought that up because that's the excuse, though valid excuse a lot of people give. Many of us, particularly my fellow women, I don't want to lose my money. That's always the question. So that's why I keep emphasizing on financial literacy so you can understand what you are getting into. So what could go wrong with your money? First of all, please start with regulated regulated instruments. At least those ones, the headache is small.
Okay.
You mentioned trading. Okay, until recently, trading is let's say things like crypto or something is frowned upon. Anything could happen. So if I carry my money and go and put there and the market happens, I will start lamenting. But if alternatively, I decide to start with low risk investment, that's why I don't think is that actually a zero risk investment?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so we call it low risk. Even the one who said the government. Yes, governments cannot run with the money, but we still place it as low risk. So for someone that have low risk appetite, which is important to know your risk appetite. Some people, if they lose money, okay, we go again tomorrow. That's their disposition. For some people, if they lose money, we'll go and collect bed for hospital first. We'll start with. Yeah, so they can't take it.
At bills per BP.
So exactly. So if for those that have low risk investment, their best options is usually with the government instruments. I mentioned FGN savings bond. I mentioned there is treasury bill, there is bond for those that have the bigger volume. So you could start there. because you believe that it's government, they will pay you. But is the risk there? It is. There is a risk. I don't know when it will happen, if it would happen, but just know that it's there, that anything could happen. But so far, I can say in Nigeria, I've not seen government defaulted before on their bond, right? That's one. Then other instruments like let's say commercial paper, let's say mutual fund are also regulated. But using commercial paper, for example, what's the risk there? The risk there is, let's say commercial papers are issued by corporates. I have a Dangote come to the market and say, borrow me money. Because that's what we're basically doing with commercial papers. We're lending money to these big guys. So what the question you ask yourself is, what's the likelihood that if I borrow money to this company, they would disappear like that? It doesn't really happen often. It rarely happens, although there is the chance. And I love what the SEC and the government is doing now to tighten even that commercial. Because at a point, you saw so many people coming to issue commercial paper. I'm like, what's happening? But they're becoming more strict with this. So knowing that, okay, there's a regulation behind this, nobody can just wake up and ask you for money. At least it gives a level of confidence. But there's still that chance that something could happen. Now, what I usually ask people is, we are saying bank, even the bank we use, for example, when was the last time we said the bank coded? These things happen. It happened, but it's once in a million years. Now, compared to if I say, okay, I know something would happen, but let me stick to the one that I can bear, or let me go to the one that I know the risk is very low. I put my money there, 5 years, 10 years, it's making me money. But no, I want to count and wait for what happened in 2019, whenever it happened that the banks lost money, right? So I just wish that more people shouldn't use risk as excuse. It's a valid concern, because if you're worried about that, that means you would try to make informed decision, but that shouldn't be an excuse. Now, when we look at stock, for example, what's the risk in stock? Okay, this one is like medium high risk. There's the fear of volatility in terms of price, because things happen. You had over the weekend, they say they will come and bomb you people. US will come. Since the market reacted to that, yesterday, the Nigerian stock market for 7 weeks now has been returning positive. But because of that, the market sort of dropped. And prior to when that tweet went live, we expected the market to keep gaining momentum. But the market opened the first day of the week. The market capitalization drop, the volume drop on NGS, which is reacting to that news. Now, things like this could happen, and your stock prices could drop. If I am well informed, if I understand that, okay, it happens because the heat will drop, nobody's going to kill all of us, the market will get back in shape, I won't worry. I just know it's a temporary thing. But if I don't understand that, I'll start running scatter. I'll start running up and down. My money. Right? So that risk is there that prices could change. But so far, the companies are solid companies. You shouldn't worry. Of course, there's still the chance of maybe the company going out of business. Or even if they don't go out of business, maybe things change. They couldn't keep up. Where's BlackBerry these days?
I think they're not into other products. Not that fund did not work.
But back in the days, their stock used to actually be really cool.
Oh, yes.
But right now, they couldn't keep up. So things like that, that stocks I buy, and when I look at the current price, hey, it's in God's hand. I don't understand it. That's the risk there. My money is down. But if you not try to compare it, there's this other ones I buy. Maybe is this one that I bought at 4 naira and it's got as high as it's something at a point. So it outweighs most times if you are going informed. The hope is that the good parts or the returns outweigh any loss you're going to make.
Your net success is high.
Oh, but I love that. I'm saying that from you. Net success. I like that. You weigh the failures and the successes. I mean, that should be.
So let me, because the one thing I've always had, like Warren Buffett was the one that said, I don't invest in anything I don't understand.
I like that.
So how can people get the right level of understanding of this? Because, just for a human being to say, okay, I understand what commercial paper, I understand what mutual fund, I understand what a saving bond is. What is the best access you think is available for people to even say, okay, you want to learn about this?
Yeah.
Go here. You want to learn about this? Go here. Where do people be? I know you have a platform that does a lot of this. And I've watched a lot of your videos, and I think what you're doing gives a lot of information. And the point is, but people don't know these things. They don't know where to find information that is like, oh, this is where this thing works. Oh, so if I put this here, this is what I get. My book. And, finance people underestimate how hard math is for some people. I'm honestly, sometimes I'm going to be explaining just a simple math to some people. And
They call it simple.
I do
There's not experts. Some of us are not. But
I hear it. But we underestimate how hard it is for people to grasp just interest rates. Take, for example, a simple thing. We said FDN savings bond is going at 13%.
okay.
To an average person, if I put my money, I'm going to get 13%. The guy is looking at 13%, you're like, 13% is looking at him like this, and he's like, come and carry me now. I'm working. So
I want to do 1 month. And they're waiting.
exactly. The guy is saying, I put my money here now. Like, he's licking lips like, yes, 13%. And then he gets
Is it wants me?
3 naira on top of 100 naira. He's like,
Okay.
this is 3%. Like, guys, I know. No, why is my 13%? No, it's annual.
The reason is to annualize.
Exactly. So how do people get that understanding?
Okay. At least the people watching us right now, it's already a win for them. They will hear some of these things. They're probably not aware of them before. Maybe the instruments we are calling. They're going to look deeper. So I think people on that, we have to seek the knowledge, the information first. But I said earlier, we are in the best of times where technology has made everything so easy. The internet. That's like, most of us are already on our phones. Is now what are we looking for? If I get interested in trying to grow my money, I'm going to search for it, right? And thankfully, there are a lot of resources. Okay, there are people like Financial Jennifer that is always teaching people. And even beyond teaching is how do we deliver that information? And I think I put this one out to other, let's say, institutions. Because there's a lot of information, but it's not for the everyday man. When I got into investment banking newly, there's something I did at work. Every Monday morning, every week, investment houses are giving their outlook. You'll be hearing big words. They raise the bearish and bullish run. And there are people like us, waiting be this one. I don't know what you're talking about. But you feel like the information is there. But it's not useful to me as a beginner, right? So one of the things I did then, a newbie now, I just entered the industry. Your big was turning my head. And I understand the power of simplicity. And I think that's my superpower. The ability to simplify things. You're talking about this savings bond. I made a video about it this morning. Because I understand that when I say 13%, not many people understand that one. I have to take it down. So that means on your 100,000, you will get so amount. On your 1 million, you will get so amount. So that people even know. Back to my story on investment banking. So I propose an idea. This thing we are sending is fine. The big guys understand it. But if you're looking at the retail market, this makes no sense to them.
I agree.
Can we break this down? Can we even bring in storytelling? Now, what happened was we started a we call it a newsletter. If I called the name, you would know. But let me keep because it became popular. So what it does, it's now humanizes some of these big words. I can now come up with a story with a Mary that's
Really there, that one chance.
now you put her body city, it short. So with a Mary that just got paid, but she wants to do better, but she doesn't know what to do. So her friend now told her, you use an iPhone. Do you know you could invest in the company? It's like you giving the company money to do business. Like, break it down in a way it makes sense to them, right? When I was proposing that idea, I wasn't sure if they were going to accept it because finance people like big. The bigger it sounds, the more that really consultants will be. That's why consulting is expensive. But when they throw big words, you're like, do you know what I'm talking about? So we started that newsletter. Okay, let me call it a newsletter. And the response was massive. Our general MD was like, his peers, this is not a small guy, people at his level, they're sending his free shot. See what the people send. This is amazing. Because even the ones we feel like they know all, they don't even understand it. So when we simplify it, that it became one of our most successful. Till today, when we have something we want to sell, we use that channel because we just try. It's like just basically breaking it down, right? So as much as we tell people the information is on the internet, let's also try to bring it down to their level.
Right.
We have the government doing things, and we want people to maybe want to mop up the liquidity, do bond, do this. The big guys, institutional investors, they get it. But the everyday man doesn't get it. Many doesn't know what you're talking about. Right? So on that end, let's simplify it. For someone that wants to do this, please go on the internet. So just type what is stock. That's all. And YouTube, oh my God, YouTube is anything you want to learn is there. And then follow people that you feel has the message you are looking for. A lot of our women, they'll be like, Jennifer, that you can't be following Jennifer and you mess up with your money. Because as I still smiling that this alert has entered, you're seeing Jennifer's post telling you that every service zone is on, then invest that money. Right? So when we follow certain creators that are doing that, finance is just like if I've been trying to learn how to do makeup for so many years, it doesn't want to learn me. What I'm doing is to follow makeup creators. I shall know that as I keep learning, watching them, one day I must learn. It's also like that with finance. If you're learning to do better with money, please follow people that are teaching this. Try, dedicate time to watch the videos. You don't have to pay. YouTube is free and all. And another interesting thing a lot of houses are doing now, maybe in terms of stock recommendation, the average investor will tell you, I don't know what to invest in. But many houses, they do free stock recommendation. They've done the work. They are the experts. They do the analysis and they're telling you invest in this. So as a beginner, do you know about this? Many of us don't know. But if you do, take advantage of those opportunities. You keep saying you want to invest in stock, but you don't know what. Go and feed off the experts. They've done the work. Let's feed off content. So please, the internet is wide enough for us to learn anything you want to learn about money. And conversations like this is so important. Because a lot of people, they'll be hearing some of these things for the first time. Thank you, not motivated. You're motivating our people to explore finances.
I hope I'm not motivating them.
Okay. What? You are gingering them.
Yes, that's more like it.
Okay.
You did that is doing action.
Exactly.
Because the point is, what is happening? Because why these big words survive is because. So I used to write daily market reports and I research analysis.
I'm scared of all of you.
Those days, oh my God.
Tell me about
3 paragraphs.
So good.
And it has the most number of big words I cannot understand. Markets dipped today from 16,000 to 16,000 by 3,323 basis. And the number of pips between so and so, and then the market is bearish. And so and fish. And I'm like, but your law.
Were you putting that intentionally? Do you do it intentionally?
I can tell you free of charge. No. These guys actually believe that is there is a guy we used to have. Let me not mention his name. That guy cannot speak normal English. I said, his English has to be teaching you English. If he's talking to you, you would think that Investopedia is sitting like this. And they just plug something to the back of it and just spitting the
interesting.
How? So, and guess what? The world has gone through the different evolutions of this big grammar, big everything, and which is fine. It's part of I think in this age now, we're now getting smarter. We're getting to realize that it's not this hard. If I cannot understand for myself, what is the use? Trust me, we will mop up liquidity. I am writing it in report. I don't know what it means. I'm telling you. I'm like, the market is mopping up report. And I'm like, one day I also went and said, okay, wait, let me even read what this thing means. And I'm like, oh my God. Okay. Like there's so many things we say that we don't understand. And that basically is why, for me in Nigeria, financial literacy is so low to the point that you could almost make someone sign their life away without ever knowing. And they'll feel like they are making a lot of money.
It's not good.
Commercial papers, you mentioned something that I stick with the regulated ones. For me, it took me a while to even understand that a lot of things people put money into are not even regulated. People go after MMM.
Don't pay big money now. That's the only language you understand. The one that will pay big money. So I just feel like financial literacy is at the center of everything, most of the problems we are facing. Because when people know better, they do better, really.
Okay, but let me pick your brain on this one in terms of these days when you walk around every corner now, you see all those people with red machines like this and lots of numbers on the table on the wall. Betting is becoming a pandemic. I think I don't even know what to call it. It is becoming a major issue.
Okay.
What do you have to say about it? Do you feel it's because it's also like you investing, basically. You're just doing but guess what? You are doing extremely high risk investments. Okay. That's what you are doing. You say, what are we doing in investments? I am saying that no, let's put it now. Guinness is trading at 2 naira today.
Okay.
I put my money in Guinness, believing that Guinness will go to 35 naira tomorrow. I am here.
So the cash out.
Guess what? The guy comes and say, they say Man U is playing Man City. The odds are 0 to 15.
Oh, God.
Which is if I put 1 naira in it, I would get 15 naira. Okay.
Are you 15 million?
Let me put my 100,000. So when it goes there, I will cash out of 80. So we're doing extremely high risk investments. But now, because see, what will you call, if you are to tax betting, it's capital gains tax now. Yeah, that's all you are going to tax.
Are you bet sure that's
Honestly, that's all you are going to tax. You're not going to tax anything else. It's the gain you will tax.
and unfortunately the capital gain, if there are 100 people that went in, you might actually tax only 2 people. Because the rest.
At the end of the day, guess what? It's still
See, he's opened this question with something that at every corner you see these people. My office is in Ikoyi. If you enter Ikoyi now, let's say from the beginning of General Gerard Road to the other, how many of such do you think you will see?
Not incredible. Those ones that doing Bet Nigeria, they have their Bet Nigeria.
Do you think you will see?
You will also stay now.
But if you enter Oshogi,
Mm-hmm.
how many do you think you will see there?
Every cluster.
Okay. So, because I feel like the poor man is counting a lot on luck.
Okay.
Yeah. There are things that problems discipline should solve. The poor man wants luck. And in Jesus' name to solve that problem.
Luck.
But if we go to Ikoyi, they know that this betting is you making another person rich. They don't have that time. They're all about their business. So I think betting thrives on people who never chop belly full. Yeah. That's the way I see it. I don't know how many. Of course, big men have their fun outings. They bet with their jets. They bet with their different fun, just for fun. A big man is not betting because that's where what he will eat from tomorrow. It's just a game. But the problem doesn't see it as a game. So it's a problem of people counting so much on luck. I know what happens with luck. It doesn't come when you expect it to. That's why somebody will use all their life savings to go and bet because they're hoping this is the day I'll get it right. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen. How do they put it? The odds of you winning what they call it, bets like that is, God. That need to, they say they should put in parable, needed to enter a camel's eye. It's more likely to happen than the odds of you winning. But I don't know why. I think is that idea of, who was it? Why do you think betting is thriving so much? Because there's a lot of, that is a $1 billion industry.
More than $1 billion. It's huge. You see the point, and you mentioned a very important thing. Like you said, for somebody that has a lot of money, it's fun. For someone without a lot of money, it's hope. Technically. So now, because what I see a lot of times is that when you look at I always feel one of the biggest problem in Nigeria is what I call the failed dreams. And I'll tell you, I feel the Nigerian dream is usually one of 3 things. Small work, big money. That's the biggest problem of, I feel we've sold ourselves that thing. Number 2 is that we are inadequate. We are inadequate in the sense that I can tell you free of charge if there are 20 degrees on the table and one of them is foreign, that is the most important one.
Sure.
No matter what. Number 3 is that at every level, our hope, we are good when we are better than the next person.
So the next person is a competition.
That's it. So for me, that is and that problem now. So put it in perspective of betting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The first one is a hit.
I do small and big. Everybody goes there. Same thing. You have a friend. Oh, you go into politics. You go into this. What are you thinking of? Somebody rise in level a bit.
True.
Power. You look at that whole framework. Our entire society slowly starts, being summarized into a very shallow system that is just like, okay, this is why we are here. So, so for me, I think betting, I still feel betting is like an investment. It's just,
I'm struggling to say it that way.
no, get it. Let humor me. Let me see. Just think of it this way. When you go into any stock market, you're just trying to say, oh, I'm reading the. It's just that we are backed by fundamentals in stock market. Betty, like you said,
It's not
just
name.
no pattern. No.
That's what is lacking.
Put it there. When you put it there, you go and rest. Be checking. True.
So with stock, I have an actual thing I'm betting on. That is confident. They, like you mentioned, the fundamentals. They are there. It might not sound the way I expect, but it's tangible. I understand the business model. I know that, like I mentioned earlier, things could happen to drive the market. So it's a solid thing. As against, let me put 15 naira and win 50.
Let's do role play now. Let me be the betting guy. Me, my fundamentals, Man U has lost the past. Man U people, please forgive me. You have lost the past also and so. Now you have won 3, drawn 1. Okay. I will look at it. Next year, Man U should win. What are the odds? So if Man U win, Southampton win, Nottingham Forest lose, this, the odds are like 35 to 1. So if I put gain layer, 100,000 layer, I put 1 million, I'll get 35 million. Oh yeah, put 1 million. In 2 hours, the risk is significant. Like I'm going to lose 1 million. But the gain, I know this high risk, high reward structure. These guys are playing at the air. I'm sure they go on. I think teaching Nigerians how to invest money is actually a good thing because stock is like a baby play. If with the betting we do, betting is huge.
People try bets. Like can it be? Okay, investing on the odds of maybe we've had stocks the Nigerian stock market have done maybe 500% this year, which is massive, which is insane. Most prices are saying like 10%, 20%. We don't have the patience for that. I want the one I will put 50,000 and get 5 million. So I think that is what is pushing it. And when you are talking about watching the matches, in investments, you say you can't predict the market. Just like you can't predict who will win.
But I see no Man City will be touch it. No matter what.
But Chelsea will win at you. So if people are able to bet and are far, why can't we get them to explore investing as
Exactly my point. Because we have an investment community in Nigeria. It's not that the instrument is betting.
So I refuse to accept betting. Yes, I get a picture. I refuse. People are willing to take that risk. Why is this?
You can exactly. Now you see where I'm dragging it.
Yeah.
Like
a new social.
I mean, the people we have are already eager about putting their money somewhere and getting a better return on it. So why is the investment community not leveraging on that fact to say that, test you have? Can we show you a better way?
And what challenge they will tell you is when you are used to big things, it's hard to adjust to small things. Like I mentioned, when we are talking of maybe I have 5K, what's the what can come out of 5K? Yes, 5K can give you 500, or in extreme cases you get 1% out of your feet. Not everybody has what's that? But when you tell me 5K, I can get 5 million. I'm happy to. I'm eager to.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be hard to convince somebody to make do and hope on 1K returns when betting can give them millions with the same amount.
Yeah, but did our betting give them millions? Let me give you an example. To paint this thing, In betting now, I will say I'll go to match A. It is order 30. I put 1 naira. So 30 naira. No, I'm telling you, I've seen this thing like I have a friend.
Yeah, I don't know how.
I have a friend that takes computers around because he wants to open Bet Nigeria. So when you say they are not on Ikoyi Road, they are inside iPhone in Ikoyi Road and inside laptops. So guess what? So these guys, they go and say match 1, bet odd is 5. They compute the odd. So it's like, think of it like an index fund.
Market analyst. You know what?
Like an index fund. They come together and create an index and say this is, honestly, trust me, this shit is, they create an index and say 20 stocks that are trading at this point, all of them together. So this one will lose, this one will gain. By the end of the day, they are like net something. And I'm like, trust me, the analysis these guys do on this betting. Oh my God.
Okay, that's an ecosystem.
I think everybody in investment need to start looking at the economy of Nigeria as a betting economy. And since we bet a lot, we bet on startup, now we are betting on, what's it called? Baba Jemu. Let's take Baba Jemu and turn it into something else. That's the idea. In my opinion, I think that investment needs to be shift. There needs to be a shift.
We can even gamify something, leveraging or the...
That gamification is even the one that now it got the purpose. But well, guess what? If people can actually go to an investment house and do short stop, like, okay, I just invest. I don't need to worry my head. I'm going to make X amount in X number of periods. One, would the question now become, what asset are you going to be investing in? That gives you that sort of return. 2 hours, I can make 1 million can become 35 million in 2 hours.
Crypto trader, stock trader.
I will sit down like this and fold my hand and say, I will sit down with you here.
Thank you so much. Like this is the first time I'm looking at betting that way, and it's quite interesting. There is a lot of fruitful thought. If people are already willing and happy to do this, what can we pick from it? And when we are struggling to convince people to do it this other way, that's an interesting one. Thank you.
So I want to come somewhere now. So now, let's now go to an average person. Because I think one thing that has happened is that as an average person, if I'm sitting down here, a lot of times I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing right. I just find myself, I can tell you, I think up to when I started making money that is my own, I think the first 5 years, I didn't even know how I was growing it or how I was reducing it. I just know more money they come.
Many of those.
Left to me, I just think that it's my salary that is solving them. But then you look at everything you have, you're like, it looks like this is more than my salary. Then you're like, okay, so how did I get the rest? You don't know. So, but the point is, what are the habits you think we have as Nigerians, or as women then, to say that is keeping people stuck in that poverty?
Sure. When you say that, when you, for the first 5 years, you didn't even know what was coming in, I think that's the first step. If you're able to track, keep record of this thing.
Accountability.
Yeah, the first assignment should be, how much exactly do I even make? How much exactly even goes up from my income? Not everybody can answer that question. Like you see, some people, their salary is fine. Forgetting that, there was a boyfriend that do credit you. Forgetting that, there's a commission you do get from work. Now, they give you a bit money. But there is, maybe you do something at work, there is a commission tied to it. Forgetting that, look, you did influence him. Now you have a couple of audience, or some brands come and pay you. We don't count all those ones, right? But if we are able to see the picture, if you sit down and do that math, how much came in for this month? Some people will be shocked at the kind of money they make. They don't even know that they make that much. And an assignment I used to give people sometimes, go and download your statements. Look at the inflow, sum it up. Look at the outflows. You'll be like, wait, all these millions, where is it? Because you don't understand. You're telling me that from January till now, 70 million has passed this account, but my salary is like 800,000. How manage? Right? So I think it starts from tracking, knowing what is coming in, and that's the basis. That's like what you build on. You can't improve what you not know, right? If you're able to become conscious of how much is coming in and how much is going out, and this is even very easy. There are mobile apps, free apps that you can use to track these things. If you can't get a old pen and paper, oh God, there was a ride I entered not long ago. We got talking. Oh God. This guy drives Uber, but I would be surprised if he has more assets, if he has more money than my manager at work. He was so thorough. We got this. Oh God, anyway, I'm talking about money. I don't know how we got into that conversation. He brought us a notebook. Every single thing he spends on, he dates them every day. Our flipping, he doesn't miss a day. He just write the date of the month. You see charity, you see fuel, you see food, you see data. I was impressed. Does it mean she has a financial data for every way? I'm not that detailed. He tracks it so well. Then he went on to tell me some of the things he does with his money. He has a UBA account. I think he mentioned UBA account that he saves with. He moves money there. Then he has a fintech platform that he takes 5K every single day. Whether he drove or not, 5K is going to that account. There was a third one. What does he do with it? Okay, that's his business home. I think it's an OPay. He receives his ride money. He does his I think he said he does paper registration, a driver, right? Financial management, no past this one.
True.
You don't have any fancy app or something, but he already knows what he was doing. At the end, I don't really have much to tell him. He was already getting it right. So somebody like him, he's an everyday person doing his driving, but he's able to get his finances together. So people that feel like, go and get a notebook, write on it, just do it for 1 month. You didn't get a sense of how much you are spending. Because if you know what your financial commitment is, some of us don't know how much goes out from us for our account. But if you know it's going to help, now you're able to plan better, right? So tracking is one. And one of the most powerful, like call it a technique or a trick, is automation. You don't wait for when the Mura will come to save something from your money, or for when the ginger will come. Not motivated. Don't wait for when you are motivated at this time, right? So if I'm able to automate that part and say, okay, every I don't know, so people that are business owners, it could be from your business account, depending on what your own economy is like. Automate a part of that so that even the days you don't remember, even the period you don't feel like something is going out. But what many of us do is the reverse. Don't worry, whatever is remaining, I will save from it. Nothing will remain. It will shock you. Nothing will remain.
So what you're saying, they being able to, so if I say I'm saving 5K, I should just create a thing that takes the 5K before
automatically. And then what many platforms these days, if you're using fintech, most fintechs have that feature where you put your card and a particular date, it moves. That's one of the most powerful things that work for our FinTribe women. I run an organization, FinTribe, women who save together, invest together. And we do it monthly, compulsory. You can't be a fintech and say you are not saving. And what many of them have done is that they know that on 25th now, Jennifer and her people will start worrying them. They're just going to give you a bank instruction. See, please, on 25th, so they bid this amount. Everybody has what they are committed to saving. They bid this amount, I move it to my FinTribe account or something. That way, seamlessly, because I think that we must not default. So to avoid defaulting, make this easier for yourself. Sometimes we are at the low. Make it easier for yourself that even when you don't remember, it's happening, right? Yeah, automating, keeping track, and the one everybody sings, pay yourself first, which is what we're talking about. Move something. Don't wait for when you settle the view of that person. Don't wait for when you've paid all your bill before you have something set aside. Just patronize yourself, and that's what you do with saving and investing. Yeah, I think that would be it. That would be the first step I would recommend. For the first steps, I would recommend for anybody who are looking to start better or get their money better.
So if I take this, me, I'm one of those people. I always think I'm too smart for myself. So those days, I used to put my ATM card to say they should be debiting me every this thing. It's me that I want to collect money to save for myself. If let's say it's 25th, 24th, I'll go and carry my money. You will be booking. You will be sending a message that it's sufficient point. They enjoy yourself, bro. I would have carried my money away and be spending it. But I'll say first, that's the problem I couldn't understand. It's me that will use my legs to carry it.
So I think we need to do a mindset work first. If I tell myself, if I even understand, why must I do this? Or do I want to work for how many years of my life? And at the end, I have nothing to show for it. If I realize that I don't want to do that, that's internal motivation. Most times when it's not about numbers, sometimes it's mindset, sometimes it's more like it's emotional, right? So if I even tell myself that, okay, this money I'm saving is me settling myself, it's me planning for a better me, it's me putting something aside to get better because I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I think people should first do that mind work. That way, nobody they force you now. You won't set on 25th. Like somebody I know, I take it out on 24th. You will not do that.
Me, then like this. Because, and another problem thing I feel I used to have then was I will sit down and say, okay, what do I want to have in? But me that was making, I started my career with 21,000. No, it was 15,600 naira. Then they increased it to 21,000 naira. I was so happy. So
Big man.
now, but then I wanted to be saving. I was like, I'll be saving, is it 5K out of it? So I now so one day, I went to my computer and did this arithmetic on my Excel and I said, how much would I have saved when I get to, what's it called? 50 years old. I'm like, their money no plenty. 5,000. Okay. And I said, okay. And what I'm trying to say, I think there is an illusion of go to current position that we all have. And is that back then I always feel like I can't possibly save enough to get me to where I want to go.
Okay.
You understand? Or I can't possibly, how much should I invest? Trust me, even when you tell me then okay, come my invest in like 5K. People they invest 100 million, you they keep 5K. It's like, come on for there.
They get to that.
I forget that thing. I'm not gonna do it. So I went through my whole life not doing any of those things. And I'll be like this. Right. So, but I'm saying this to pick on the third thing you said, which is invest and settle yourself first. Because I think one thing people don't invest in a lot is themselves. And I think that self is actually one of the biggest investments you can make because, the warrior that can run is the warrior that can fight tomorrow. It's two ways. You can be, so, because I felt like then I started doing one thing that, okay, I would put money to invest in going to write an exam that can get me, learn a skill, and I think that's one asset class a lot of people don't talk about it. The asset class of the person. To say, am I investing enough in myself to position me for who I want? Because no matter how we put it, really, our finances is responsible for everything we want to do.
And in a way, it's tied to your earning capacity.
Exactly.
But you know what's
So if you look at it, it's like, I want to become a better earning person. So I have to be able to sell a service that I don't have now. How do I get that service? I need to invest in myself to learn it.
I like it.
So the way you are giving money to that company to build that new product so that they can gain their share. You too. Let's need that company and call yourself
Also do
to build the new product so that you can sell. And I think those things, that third point is actually for me extremely important. People don't pay themselves enough, especially in the early days. I see people that would rather spend money on luxury. Very normal people. You see people that are like, oh, can't you see my ring? Can't you see my piece? And I'm like, yeah, we see it. So, like, because I used to spend quite a bit of money on watches. When I was sitting like this, in an office, I'm seeing people that are owning company wearing the same watch as me. And I'm like, yeah, I have the same wear that. Because I will collect bonus like this. Hey, I'm just gonna go. I will do my like this. Yes, let's go. I'll go and do one night of VIP.
Oh wow.
The rest up to you.
Oh wow.
After that one, we'll talk. So, but this what? After a while, so one day, I woke up like this. My daughter, 1-year-old people don't know luxury. Now she carry one of my words like, just started, Bosai. I'm like, shit. Oh yeah, no. Maybe now the thing they.
Oh my God.
But for me, I just feel a lot of times we deprioritize on when you say invest in yourself, we basically misclassify it a lot in the sense that we go and say, okay, yes, they say invest in yourself now. Now go. Let's just go to that place. Exactly. Say to myself, I say, hey, am I okay? Yes. Oh yeah. All the other things.
I really love that you brought that part. Sometimes people come to me asking for, Jennifer, what should I invest in? You look at them, you look at where they are in life. You just get honest with them that investment is not your priority now. Right? Honestly, your priority should be you. How be you go? Yeah. Like
Super. But guys, hey, this.
After this thing, if I don't know how much you are earning, and then you're telling me I want to invest in how much from this. No. That money, like you said, it's first. But how am I able to get to the point of I'm earning 1 to earning 5? Which comes back to invest in yourself. Is there something you need to go and learn? Is there a course you have to go and pay for? Is that an exam you have to sit for? Go for it. Do you have to start a business? But your priority now should be becoming a person that is able to earn more. That's one important investment. And I love your pointing at that. And before we moved on for this conversation, there was something you said that, because that's a big problem that keeps reoccurring. People looking at small amounts. How much can I make from this? Let people enjoy it. I used to look at it from, like call it opportunity cost or what alternative simulation. If there are two people that work in the same organization, they earn 200K each, and out of that 200K, they want to be able to, one says they want to be saving 20K from it, and the other is like, 20K, from 20K, how much can you get me? 1K, 5K, I beg. They move on with their life. Or the next one they will hear is inflation. Inflation is something percent. And you're telling me service one is 13%. I beg. Like you get. Now the other person keeps putting her 20K gradually. At the end of the year, let's say that even goes to the 30 years retirement plan part. At the end of the year, somebody doing 20K for 1 year, that's like 240K. She has 240K. And this other guy that, because it's too small, provide that thing for one, what does he have? 0. Because trust me, even that money, he has spent it, there's a lot of bills to be paid, right? You have nothing. But the person that wants to deal with a small interest, she has 240. So he's a smarter one. But you, the wise one, I was waiting for big opportunity, or waiting for while you have a bigger capital. You are left with nothing. So that's also another way. What is the alternative to this? I know it's not much, but what is the alternative? The alternative is that the money will still go and you can't account for it.
I wish I could put that just for back. Would I need a lot of pay?
You don't go past 1 million.
Back then. And even if you know pass, they still do something. Because oh my God.
There still has to be a balance, right? There are some people that we take it to the extreme. This money is to be spent on. Money is there to make your life easier, to take care of yourself. So, yes, we are good things, but let there be a balance. The only thing is that you see, most times, you see people at the extreme end. This person spends everything, and this person saves everything. No, now, take care of yourself. And here, now, you don't have to spend a little of it. Should go into something that will make you more money, building assets for you. Because that's the game. That's one thing Jewish people have mastered. Everything is about assets. But some of us don't think it that way. It's buy. Buy is liability. Money is God is gone. But if that my 5K is buying me 5K stock, 5K stock is an asset that has potential to make me 20K tomorrow. But we don't see it that way. So I wanted to chip that in before we move on around up.
Let me now put one thing in front of you.
I like when you put this in front of me.
So another thing that used to happen a lot is culture.
Okay.
So now we have this culture as Nigerians to say we as a whole, no matter how we are, who we are, all this sort of thing, we have this tendency to want to just look at things from the perspective of, Yoruba guy, this way I look at things. Igbo person, this way I look at it. How much of that culture do you think is affecting financial education generally? Do you think Do you think culture affects financial education, first of all? And how much of it do you think needs to change to get people to say, okay, you know what? Look the other way. It's not really the way you think about it. And have you seen a difference in the way different tribes look at money?
Yeah. Culture is a powerful thing that affects many parts of our life. Now you are talking about this. How will I put this? I'm Igbo. I grew up in a family that, we can make money. Yeah, we can make money. But when it comes to the investing parts, my parents more really, okay, they have property that one time they got demolished and you have to start from square two. Square, okay, square one or square two, right? And I'm thinking, I think that experience had something to do with my interest in investment and all, because we passed through that stage. We were never the rich, but we were fine. And then a series of things started to happen. The new government came and demolished everything. The little investment they had is real estate. That's the only one main people know, real estate. And then there was theft issue, and it was crazy. It was even we had to start afresh. Which I'm like, what if my papa gets one kind of commercial paper, one kind of bond somewhere? She can go and sell it and at least start all over.
Nobody can do.
We didn't have that. Okay, unless the stock market happens. You didn't have that. So personally, this is, I don't know if there's a research backing this, but from my observation, I feel like people from my own side, I either have my money in the sea in one big container, which is also an investment. Your business is your investment. You know, when it comes to things like capital markets, I see more people from the Yoruba side, from the other tribes, really. Now I'm thinking of it, than the people from my end. And it's not surprising because our environment plays a big role. If I'm in an environment when I see, this office, what are they doing? You think they are into stockbroking. What are they doing? It's an investment as a fintech app, which you see everywhere in Lagos. So the chance that the people in that environment are more open to this thing is very high. Right? But on the other end, if I'm not familiar with these things, it doesn't happen around me because role models thing is a sort of, if I see people doing it, I'm inspired, I know about it. I went to school, I'm an accounting graduate, and in school, I think there were 4 guys, they were writing ICANN then to become chartered accountant. And to us, it was like, who are these ones? They told them to book. Like, it was something not very common. And then I went for youth service. And I'm seeing my age mates, all of them are chartered accountants. Oh, really? That's the thing. And then I realized that, some schools is the culture is the way they do things. From year 1, year 2, the school has encouraged you to enroll, start writing exams. But the environment I schooled in, it was not like that. So yeah, let's take example. Another, let's say we have a young girl in the north. We've mentioned her. Her own is to get to what age and go and marry somebody. She's not thinking about this, so that's not her problem. So that's her environment. What is financial? You can actually go to school in the first place. You do education first now before you start thinking of the financial part of it. But she didn't go to school. Nobody thought school is relevant for her. So you see that in those kind of places, the one we have data for, maybe things like financial inclusion, you see that is worse. And maybe in the northern side, because the education level there is also low. So personally, I do think that culture is a thing, but then you become an adult, is your duty to change that culture, or is your duty to break out from it. But now I don't think I've looked at this way before, but I really think it's a thing. Yeah, your environment and the things you see around you influences how familiar you are with certain things. In this case, maybe investing. Yeah, I think from my experience, my clients, I have more clients, I have more, maybe Yorubas investing. Let's say from the Igbo side. Our money is in the sea.
So really, before we go, I think, but we've basically gone really into this. I think, you really, all of you need to go and follow Financial Jennifer. I see he's very, very popular. If you're not following already, I'll be surprised. But basically, one last question: what truly is financial freedom? What does he really? Okay, but okay. Big man they get headache, small man they get headache. Which one is the one that does not use Panadol? What is financial headache? freedom really? What really is that?
Financial freedom. You know, what it is for you may be different from what it is for me.
Okay.
So personally, I want to get to the point where monetary concern does not affect some of the major decisions I make, important decisions I make. When I get to that point that I don't have to, I feel like travel, but where the money? I want the reason to be, I don't have time. I'm booked. I'm busy. I don't have time to travel right now. Not because I don't have the money. Financial freedom could also mean for me, this job is after my life. The way you're able to say all of us, you should wait till your 9 to 5 and move on with your life. Not everybody can do that. What's I go chop? But if I have enough financial backing, I'm able to be like, okay, it's fine. Even if I start a business and it doesn't pick up or something, I'm fine, right? So I think personally, it's not a figure. I don't think it's a number for me. I just feel like the level where I get and money issue is not a reason I'm not taking some important decisions. Yeah. I think, let's say, some rich men, when they invest, they're not interested in your rates. They don't really care about your rates. You just have to have the money somewhere. Exactly. So some of us, are you not doing 20%? I'm not doing. They don't really care. So I feel like they of course, I try to make small money, but like I said, legacy. Okay, maybe do something bigger. They say even in the billionaires club, there are levels which every big man wants to aspire to, and they still want to make money, but it's not a survival thing for them anymore. It's just a need to have. I'm working because I can't stay idle. I will get bored or that. So personally, for me, I think is that being able to make important decisions without finance being a deal breaker for me. But what you hear from you, to you, what
Me?
is it for you? Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're free when you can afford everything you need. If everything you want, so I always put it this way: for as long as, no matter how much money you have, if you still want something outside what you can afford, you are not free. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't mean that we don't aspire.
No, of course, like we said, everybody has their own.
It doesn't mean people should not aspire.
Means
I think freedom comes only when you are able to understand where you are and say, okay, I am here. I am a 20,000 naira income earner. I am going to live like a 20,000 naira income or a 15,000 naira income earner and be fine. But the moment I want to live like a 50,000 income earner, then I need to buy a mikowote. So, but I can stay and live as a 15,000 income earner, but try to make 50,000 to be able to get to live like a 50,000 income earner.
But my life is fine. Like
exactly, because one of the biggest problem I see when I speak to people about finance is that a lot of them are very interested in, I want to go to club tomorrow. I want to drive this car. I want to drive that car. And I wanted to give you an example. So somebody tells me, we should buy a 2024 car. I'm like, okay, yeah, we should. But I'm like, but me, I'm not going to buy. I'm one of those people that believe in buying cars that are older. And my reason is this. I always say, when the guy, if you take a 2015 G-Wagon, for example, everybody goes, it's 10 years ago. But I like to put myself in the shoes of the guy that bought it in 2015. How was he feeling?
Okay.
He wasn't feeling I'm buying an old car of the future, right? He's feeling like I'm buying a car that is the best car in Nigeria. Now,
Beside him.
He served it. Guess what? 10 years later, a bunch of people believe that car is old. So for me, instead of wasting my money on the one that 10 years later somebody will feel is old again,
Okay.
let me go and take the one that last guy had and enjoy myself inside it. So guess what? 10 years later, I was saying that one that we're in today. But that's just my own personal philosophy. Some people have enough money to be able to buy current cars like this. But for me, even when I can afford it, I've never believed in buying that. So for me, live your life. And I think a lot of us, I worked with somebody once, and the shareholder was telling me that the guy lives like he's the CEO of Goldman Sachs. Like he was in that sort of life. But the company is tiny. And I'm like, okay, maybe I didn't mean a lot to me back then. But later on, I'm like, really?
Sure.
But so we need to understand that. So the freedom to me comes from being able to understand that this is where I am.
You'd actually be free at every level.
Honestly,
It's not a matter of
it's like, even if I earn 20,000, me, those days that I was collecting 15,000, you know what I usually do?
okay.
I will, there's this shop in Moshi then. You enter it, if one cloth is like 500 naira, I'll buy those shirts. Where? Put them on my back, put trouser in. Okay, no Allah. I never really had that, but everyone that sees me knows that I am extremely driven. But I was never asking I don't owe people money. I wasn't asking anybody for money. Yeah, if I could borrow money here and there, but I was never a guy in debt. I was never a guy, but I was fine.
Yeah, I learned that day.
I didn't need to go anywhere. I could go and say, okay, yeah, I want to feel one big man thing. I am so direct and just living within my means. So for me, I feel your ability to just say, this is where I am and this is my life. We will do what we can afford. Guess what? I learned this from my dad. It's late now. And it's like, it's more in my own head. I grew up thinking my dad was the richest person in the world. I didn't believe there was a human being richer than my dad. I don't know about.
I like that. So
You know that because guess what? He never exposed me to anywhere I will feel oppressed.
Okay.
Which is for me, I tell in my family, if I am taking my daughter to a school, I don't go to a school for status. I go to the school where I know, okay, in this environment, she can never feel oppressed.
Okay.
Because the more she grows, the more she becomes whoever she becomes, she must have at the back of her mind that she can be anything possible. And that is based on, like you said, the environment you are affect how you look at money. If she's always in an environment where she feels like, I am important.
Yeah.
No matter where she gets.
You try looking at who is doing better, who has more, who am I?
But you are in a place where the story they are selling to you is that, oh, there is somebody that is better than you.
Yeah.
This one is richer than you. This one is this. Why?
That's one thing you mentioned. That's why you were looking at saying, talking about the problems Nigerians have, put small, get big. There was the next person doing in trying to the competition.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same thing here. Okay, I love that take, but you said last question. My own last question. So what do you spend money in beauty fee? What's that thing that
I spend my money on?
Yeah.
No, my biggest addiction in life.
Okay.
As in, I can't believe I'm confessing this.
Fee.
My biggest one, the one that I know that if my wife should find out how much I spend on it,
So good.
God will help me, is gaming.
Gaming.
Oh my God.
Gaming. Okay, so what's the latest one now? That's something.
You see, there is a game called FIFA.
Okay.
They play one team, we do ultimate team. We'll be buying players. Oh my God.
With cash? I thought once you bought the
game is the least cost you have. I can tell you free of charge.
Are you kidding me?
I spent so much money on. At a point, I looked at, if you use PayPal will send you one DC.
This is it.
When I looked at the sum of what, because the only thing I do with PayPal is to buy season. When I looked at the sum of what was there, I just said, okay, from now on. No, honestly, but I spent money on a lot of things. I used to be somebody, I think I've graduated through different stages.
Yeah.
I used to be into cars, then I'm like, nah, it's not worth my while. I used to be into watches, I'm like, no, it's not worth my while.
Okay.
These days,
Gaming.
but even now, I don't do it a lot, but it used to be one of the biggest things. But these days, one thing I just learned is basically, I found out that in Africa, there are a lot of businesses you can actually buy for so little.
Tell me about that.
Because what is happening is that I see people with let's say, 100 million, 200 million portfolio, running around buying different stuff, luxury and stuff like that. I feel we're in an age where when you look at all these seed rounds people do, how much is it? 20,000, 30,000.
Yeah.
That's an average Toyota Camry on the street. So for me, what I realized over the past 3 years, because I was on a job once and I lost the job, and I felt like I was alone. Like I was just with nothing. So I made my decision then that no matter what, I was always going to be investing.
Okay.
So I spent 20,000 to some people. Okay, you are doing this app. Oh, yeah, take. It didn't work. Okay, close the business. I take a lot of risk on stuff. Because the reason is because I found out that the people I was working for, I was making a lot of money to that. So, because I was the CEO of the company, I'm making money for you, and I wasn't they didn't care about me.
You don't really have a stake.
I left the company recently, and guess what? They got a 3 month salary, and where's my severance pay? He's not paid me until tomorrow. He's still, literally, those sort of things happen. And I'm looking at the guy, and these are people that are in societies claiming they are big men and very people of high integrity. Amazing stuff. But guess what? For me, I just told myself, okay, no worries. The society wants to play. Let's try. Let me go dip my hand into what I can find.
Okay.
Because don't get me wrong, there are always powers that be, as people say.
Yeah.
But no matter what, every power that be came from not power.
Okay.
To acquire the power. Tinubu was not president of Nigeria 8 years ago. Yes, maybe people could say he was controlling a lot, but he worked hard for what he did. So for me, I would rather just go and invest myself in working hard to know that I am building the legacy for myself. So what I spend a lot of money on now is on acquisitions. I can spend, trust me, I can literally be in a room with 20 people and you don't know that I've invested in 20 companies there. I literally could be that, because I feel it's important that we start taking positions in our own things. And I'll leave you with one thing. How many Nigerians do you think own something that they call precious that was made by a Nigerian? I can tell you it's not
boring.
It has to be.
It's not luxury.
So now, that's where I'm trying to play to say, how do we buy back our country? Because you sold everything.
Even in these businesses,
oh yeah,
because capital is usually the challenge for many of them. But what that means, your risk appetite is high.
Because
a lot of the businesses may not go as planned.
Remember what I said, eat first. When food is no longer.
Oh yeah, sure. It's true.
The rest is risk.
Venture capital, I'm actually investing.
What am I doing when I'm What do you do with money? You say you're going to go to spend it in a club, you spend it on cars or something you want to spend. But the point is, we all need to start understanding that this country could only build itself. We cannot build itself. Foreigners are coming in, Nigerians are going out. Every day, we do 30 December, we don't own the clubs. We do lunch every day. We don't own the lunch break. We don't own the restaurant. We want to fly a plane. We don't own the plane. What do we do that we own? We want to use phone. We don't own the phone. We want to send message. We don't own. Even our emails in our offices, we don't own it. We had a discussion on AI some weeks ago. And it's simply ordinary data that comes to our phones that we send it to Los Angeles to bring it back here. It's like we do what we do in oil with our data. Export, we sell it to, and then we import it back. Pay money left, right, center. So yeah, for me, that's more my...
Yeah, that's actually a brilliant way to wrap this section. That's just giving us an idea, and you know what? A lot of people, you don't really need so much money to invest in these businesses.
Trust
but
me.
Some people would think that, it's plain. But how do you find these companies?
So let me give you an example.
Mm-hmm.
You have, how many times do you see people that say, I'm looking for someone to borrow me 1 million naira. I just want to show you in my country. I can tell you, Peter, there are so many businesses that are doing. We feel like because it's listed on stock exchanges, there are so many businesses that are doing so well.
Yeah, I've worked in a private business. If you see the numbers.
Agree. So you find out that when you just open your mind to what is around you,
Yeah.
ordinary suya guy, return na return. There is no return that has, if it is 20%, it is 20%. If it is 2, it is 2. If you like, call it structured or unstructured. Now you know. For me, earn the return. Whether you like, call it, I did, you know, concern me. Just make sure, say, when you put the money like this, it increase small like this.
Okay.
You have made money.
Okay, now this is a beautiful way to end it because me personally, I'm going to explore this. You know, most of my days are really in the capital market, maybe real estate, or we keep waiting for, okay, I'll get to that point. But the way you put it now, it doesn't have to be people doing rounds that you have to put in hundreds of thousands of USD.
All those ones like
You're really the person in your streets.
they are amazing enough. There are small businesses that give you return you will never dream of. Honestly.
Interesting.
I could tell you free of charge.
Interesting.
One of the largest businesses I own today, it was out of we need an investor to just sell a quick stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And like, okay. And I just like, okay, let's do it.
Huh?
And then boom, it became what it is.
Oh, wow.
So people, there is always opportunities to work. And I always say this, you know, I'm writing this new book. And one thing I said, there was a time I was almost, this thing was a thing that saved me from a depression state in my life. You know, I woke up one day because things were really bad. You know, people had left you and all those sort of things and just got out of this job. And I kept waking up with that prayer in my head. And that prayer is, God, open my eyes to the opportunities around me.
Get a bit powerful there.
And I've never stopped praying that prayer in all my life. That open my eyes to what, I don't care what is anywhere else.
Yeah.
Me, I'm a believer in when I'm standing like this. What is around me is enough for everything I need. And all I always pray is, just let me see it. Because I know I'm not lazy. I can chase it. Just open my eyes and let me see, oh wow, this wood can turn into this, or this light can turn. That's all I need to know. Because I don't, too much outside is too much wala. Inside, just
within,
around like this.
easy range.
That's all. And the moment, and for me, that prayer saved my life.
So God open our eyes to the opportunities around us.
Amen.
If all on that one. Thank you so much. Jesus, you see how the dynamics change. I was also to talk, but now you are learning so much from
You have learned so much.
your gaming company. Do you know the company that owns it? Let me go and check if that
EA Sports. Trust me, they are listed. They are one of the biggest companies
okay.
in gaming.
Because gaming is an obsession for a lot of people. If you are willing to pump money there.
Call it those things, state people's. You know, I used to play a game, Summoner's War. Oh my God. I stopped playing it because that thing wanted to ruin my life.
It's not only you.
You know, I will come into the office. I bought a phone for the game. I now give my staff the phone. I should just be pressing continue. Yeah. Like, morning to night, this guy should be pressing continue. My whole staff that I wanted to be doing spreadsheets will be pressing continue on game like this. I'm sorry they are watching this. They will like,
To do now, I'm going to find that company, find the stock, look at it, and it's a possible investment. Because if there are, trust me, not if there are millions of people like you.
oh my.
That game is an obsession. Do I run away from obsession with this time? Game is one part of it. Remember Candy Crush, Smiler ones. You see, they will be
Those people, people will buy. They will say the candy. They want it to be pink. They want to buy a pink ball.
okay.
Candy.
Is this why I'm so glad I came here?
I'm so glad I kept myself. Honestly, it's been a really great pleasure. So yeah, guys, thanks a lot for watching. You really need to follow Financial Jennifer on all the platforms. She's amazing. I like the work she's doing, and I've been following her for quite a while, and I think you should too. So really, it's been really good to have Jennifer on the show. And don't forget, that's not our real name.
No worry, but Jennifer is fine.
So people will not see us. I say, until the day you show your passport, like they say, are you not Financial Jennifer?
Awirigwe, and thank you so much for inviting me. Not motivated. It's been quite a pleasure.
Same here. Thank you very much.
See you.
Don't worry, we'll have it next time. You really need to write a book.
When is your book coming out?
I think I'm targeting maybe June next year.
Oh, okay. What's the first one? What's the name?
By principle, enter, perform, exit.
Where can we get it?
It's literally one of the, I think it has an audio book, ebook,
Oh,
everything. It's in Robin Height. It's everywhere.
oh, if it's a Robin High, then we can get it from there, because just this peek into your brain, I definitely need to see the work we sat down to do. So
Nope.
when it comes out, you say the name is what again?
Enter, perform, exit.
Enter, perform, exits.
Yep.
Or let's read. Okay, thank
All right.
you.
Big pleasure. Thanks a lot. Peace out.